You're like our eye points, right? It's like the perfect height. All right. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Education Prize. It's very nice to see so many people actually attending live. Maybe we can have a view at the Publikum. There are so many nice people joining our event here. I'm very happy to see so many in this Maastricht-Saal today. So welcome also everybody who's online or at home, somewhere in a cafe, whatever. It's really nice that you zoomed in today. Actually, I want to tell you a little story about how the Education Prize usually looks like. Because last year we also didn't have a proper one. We had some nice videos and some interviews about how education was and also this half year of online education. And we talked with the winners all about that. And usually, tradition is that we have a nice celebration at Oxfordland with some nice drinks and some food. And maybe next year we can actually have another nice celebration. But for now, welcome everybody to Maastricht-Saal. Welcome here online. My name is Lena. I'm going to be the host today, together with Benedict. He's going to be the next chair of the Student Council FPN. But some of you might ask, what is actually the Education Prize? How is it conducted? Do you know?
Yes, thank you, Lena. Very good transition in this place. So the Education Prize comes together with the nominees that were pre-selected via the evaluation forms that students fill out. So already here in place we have the most, or voted by the students as the most motivated staff and student tutors, and of course also courses. And in this, as I said, we have 4 different categories. So throughout the past week, students could vote on what their favorite master courses are, their favorite bachelor courses, who are their favorite student tutors, and who are their favorite staff tutors. And along this, we will also have throughout the event 2 guest speakers that will join and tell us a bit about our faculty, because for us, or not only students but staff members, but also everyone behind the scenes coordinating that these different and challenging times, because there was a lot that had to be done. We had to adjust the materials and become innovative and creative in how we can best educate students and how we can bring us successfully as faculty through this pandemic. And for this, I want to introduce our first guest speaker, Harald Merkelbach, the Dean of our faculty.
Thank you very much, Benedict, and dear all. It's a pleasure standing here. As is true for many faculties all over the world, our faculty has been facing unprecedented challenges due to this COVID-19 pandemic. And it's really the case that this crisis could have easily led us astray. This crisis could have easily demotivated people in our faculty. Eventually, it could have easily undermined our education, precisely because problem-based learning is intensive, precisely because problem-based learning puts a lot of high demand on the individual teachers, but also the individual students. But that all didn't happen. The worst case scenario did not materialize. And today we see a little bit why we escaped that worst case scenario. And there are 2 relevant intertwined factors here. First, we have these marvelous teachers in our faculty, our colleagues who are flexible to the max, who know how to adapt, who are willing to transform their courses over and over again, and who come up with improvisations constantly, and just with this one and single goal in the backs of their mind, namely to provide the best possible education. And today, we honor these dedicated colleagues. And then, secondly, we have these dedicated students who do care for the quality of education and who recognize and appreciate good teachers. And we, as a board, we are proud. We are proud of our colleagues who have been nominated as outstanding teachers. And we are proud of our students who organize this event, thereby keeping an FPN tradition alive and kicking, notwithstanding all the complications that flow from COVID-19. So, thank you, colleagues who have been nominated, and thank you, students, specifically the students who organized this beautiful event. Thank you.
Thank you for these very kind words. We also have a little surprise for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think these kind words bring us all a little bit closer together. And it's nice to actually look at the audience and see them smile. So thank you very much. All right, let's continue with our first category, which is the best bachelor courses. I will first name all the nominees. Then I will announce the third place, second place, and then the first place. Please, everyone who won the first, second, or third, you can come down, collect a little present that we prepared for you, and please put your mask on if you come down, and then you can put it out or put it off if you're seated again. All right, let's start with the nominees. Consciousness, Theresa Schumann. Drugs and the Brain, Kim Kuipers. Learning and Memory, Peter de Werd and Vincent van de Ven. Mind Your Body, Jessica Alvea. Politics of Decision Making, Phil Breu. Psychiatric Anamnesis, Sandra Mokens. Psychopathology, sorry for that, Ghislaine Shines. Sexuality, Mareike de Witte. And Statistics 3, Jan Schepers. Thank you already to all the nominees for your great effort in the education. Let's start with the third place, which goes to Psychopathology. Gesehen. Please come down. These are for you. Thank you for your efforts.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much. The second place goes to Drugs and the Brain, Kim Kuipers. Congratulations. Also, it takes some wild time here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all your efforts.
Thank you. Put that up.
All right. Now the first place. We also collected a few of the comments that students actually gave during the evaluations. So for this course, students actually said, well, it's one of the best structured courses. It has innovative assessment and the tutorials are just great. We're talking about learning and memory. Unfortunately, the course coordinators couldn't make it today, but they will collect the presents that we have for them at the Marketing and Communications office. So thank you so much for all your efforts. Now we will continue with the next category.
Yes, thank you. So I will also continue just with presenting the nominees that were appointed to this category, starting with Development of Cognition and Language, coordinated by Frank Donkers, Human Resources, coordinated by Alicia Balkowiak and Marje van de Wiel. Non-invasive brain stimulation, coordinated by Tom de Graaf and Alexander Zack. Perception and attention by Peter de Werd. Psychosis by Dennis Hernaus. Self-regulation by Jessica Aliva. Stress, the Brain and Depression by Rob Marcus. And Surgery for Intractable Movement by Ali Yahanshiani. So thank you, everyone. And now let's start with the winner of this category. And unfortunately, because of a very low turnout in this master category, and that's also because of the small scale of students actually taking the courses, we are only today able to award one first place for this category. And the students that voted for this place, because the coordinator is a really good teacher who made the course challenging and highly interesting, and the setup of the course was great. The coordinator applied different learning methods and engaged us with the material, and other students said, great coordination and very structured. We learned a lot, especially for an online course, and that's always great to hear in these times. And yeah, others said the professor is very engaged and leaves a lot of room for feedback and suggestions, and the lectures are the only ones that I like to listen during these times. So we are talking about Psychosis, coordinated by Dennis Hernaus. Congratulations. If you want, feel free to say a few words.
Oh my God. Okay.
But I also don't want to put you on the spot
No
here,
worries.
so...
Well, thanks for all the students who voted for me. It's been a real pleasure working with them, and I think many people have said it's been an extremely challenging... Oh, Mike? Better? Thanks for everyone who voted, and it's been a challenging year, but it's been a real pleasure working with the students, and thanks for your trust in me. Thank you.
And to go with these words, I think every nominee is here today because they put a lot of efforts into providing the best possible education for us students. And in this regard now, I would like to invite our Vice Dean of Education, Peter Hirks, who also worked very hard to coordinate and come up with a crisis plan to steer our faculty through these difficult times. And yeah, Petra, please. I will go.
I have to make sure that I'm not falling here, but okay. So it's great to see you all. Thank you for being here and also for tuning in there. But first of all, congratulations to all the nominees. You did a wonderful job, and I can't be more proud of that. But it takes a village to run the education that we're doing at FPN. So I'm hoping that it's okay that I'm not only thanking you as nominees, but also, I see some people nodding already, also all the other people. And Harold already said a little bit about that, but it's not only the educators and the course coordinators that make FPN a wonderful teaching environment and a learning environment. It is also the students, the student council, the study association that bring the atmosphere, that help each other, help us to be a better university and a better faculty. It's so good to see how many people helped each other during this year, but also in the previous years. But it's not only the students and the staff there, the teachers, but it's also the support committees, like the education program committee, the exam committee, the test committee, the faculty council, the policy advisors, the Bureau of Education, study advisors, marketing and communication, secretaries, financial experts, etc. It's unnameable, to be honest. And all of these people are the backbone of our faculty when it comes down to teaching. And I can't thank you enough for that. especially in these times. We asked you to go for hybrid and you rocked it. So much that the other faculties are now looking at us as a way to do this. And I'm hoping that you all will be still willing to do this as of September. When I prepared for it, I have 3 quotes that I found on the internet that I want to share with you. And the first one is from the late Nelson Mandela, who said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And I think that the programs that we're offering at FPN are a good example of this, especially now in the COVID time. And when I read this quote, again, I saw it before, I thought about all the papers that I've read over the last months, stating how COVID affects the lives of, for instance, children with ADHD, that they have a problem in functioning at schools, that their behavior is expressing, their problems in behavior are expressing more thoroughly. I'm thinking about all the students that are suffering now in terms of well-being due to this COVID situation. And I'm thinking about, wow, psychologists and psychology students can truly make a difference, because we're teaching and we're learning about what are the fundamentals of these behavioral issues or these emotional issues. How can we assess people that say, I'm not feeling too well? What can we do in terms of helping them? So you guys are teaching these kind of important topics. And not only that, we have 15 programs at the moment that we're offering, that we're teaching students to become professionals in terms of psychology. As of this year, we now have also the Master Mental Health. So it brings an additional member to our family, I guess. And we're working on plans to revise the Bachelor in Psychology, but also we're looking at a new program, Brain Science, whether we can get that at Maastricht. So that's really fantastic. The second quote is from an American politician, Todd Tired, and I'm probably mispronouncing the name, but what he said is, "The well-being and welfare of children should always be our focus." And I don't think we should limit ourselves to children, but also to students and staff members of Maastricht University. Over the past few years, we have so many initiatives related to, for instance, the well-being movement or to well-being, and it's so heartwarming to see how many students and staff were willing to voluntarily collaborate on this. And also how many students and staff contacted us to say, I'm worried about this student or about this staff member, but can you please help us to make sure that that person is safe and doing okay? So thank you so much for that. And also thank you to all the people that took care of people outside of the university or took care of themselves because they had difficult times. I'm hoping that you're all doing okay. The third and final quote that I want to use is the one from late Albert Einstein, who said, "I have no special talent, I am only passionately curious." Think about it for a minute, what a fantastic, in your opinion, a good, fantastic academic looks like. And probably you won't say, that is the one that got at university the highest GPA or the highest grade. You hopefully, at least I'm hoping that you're thinking about somebody who is inspired, who is curious, who is wise. And sometimes I have the idea, and I get that, don't get me wrong, I get the idea that we're overemphasizing at GPAs, at high grades, at passing exams, and we're focusing on that. It is FPN's policy, or idea at least, and the one from the university, to look at assessment, so that we have a good assessment, but also that it doesn't get in the way in the future of being an inspiring person, in looking at things that you want to learn, and to be inspired instead of focusing at high grades. And again, I get that we're in a system in which we get this thoughts of GPAs. This will be something that we're looking at over the next years. So for instance, if you look at the plans for brain science or the plans for the bachelor, we're looking at things like programmatic assessment to see how can we assess people, what can people learn from the assessments and the results of the assessments, etc. But also how can we make sure that there is a good balance between what we want to learn and how we're going to assess, so that in the end we give people a well-deserved diploma, but also that people are still enjoying the ride at university and trying to become their best person. That's a lot of work, and I get that people will now think, oh, again, another task next to all the COVID things. I'm hoping that now first the summer will come and that you have a fantastic time to relax, but also to reflect. Again, I want to thank every one of you for helping us through the COVID crisis, but also in creating a nice atmosphere at the university and at the faculty, and to be inspiring to each other there. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much, Petra, for these inspiring words. And this also gives the transition to our next category, because we are talking about student tutors, which means inspired students that have the passion to inspire other students and pass on the passion of the topic of psychology. And yeah, let's go to our nominees for this section. And we start with Jana Bannon, Ben Bergener, Ella Ferrand, Luisa Franzen, Ricarda Specht, Judith Gärtner, Antje Graf, Camilla Reitbauer, and Lucia Schumacher. And because we have so many inspired student tutors, we couldn't only have 3 spots on our podium, but we have 4 this year, because actually the third place is, we have 2 third places. And the first third place goes to Lucia Schumacher.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So next, the second third place goes to Ricarda Specht.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And next we have the second place, and this one goes to Luisa Franzen, who probably, she indicated that she couldn't make it today, so she will also get the chance to collect the present from the Marketing and Communication Office. So then let's jump into the first place of this category, and the winner was of this category was voted because his teaching approach, according to students, is based on fun and making students feel comfortable during the sessions. And the winner was described by students as awesome, good, and phenomenal. And I'm talking about nobody less than Ben Bergener. And also, Ben, for you, if you want to say a few words, feel very free to do so.
There you go.
Thank you. I have to say I'm a bit surprised. Because I'm a bit surprised. Because alone, all these student tutors I know, which are standing here, they are so amazing, and I can only be grateful to be part of this. And yeah, especially thanks to you, Antje, I have to say. You have been almost my own tutor by answering so many questions for me in the courses myself. And that goes back to what you said, you 2 deans, that I feel it's really an interconnected, year we've been in a way that we helped a lot each other. May it be only via social media, but I'm just very grateful to be part of this. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for these nice words. Well.
I think the last part that Ben mentioned, that this was a very special year, of course, and a very interconnected year, even if it was just via social media, via Zoom. And we actually talked about it a little bit before the ceremony, what kind of, our funniest moments were doing tutorials. And I would like to invite the audience to think about their funniest moments in tutorials, and maybe, raise up your hand and tell your story. I think it would give us all a little laugh. I actually can't really see a lot up there because of the lights, but we have a microphone there. Ah, perfect, thank you. Here's one. Perfect.
Should I stand up? Or, I've got two stories. One was, I think, last year in the faculty council. It was one of the first meetings we had once COVID started, and Michael Capalbo, the chair of faculty council, asked if someone was brave enough to make a joke. And I made probably the world's most god-awful joke, which was, how does a train eat? And the answer is choo-choo. It's awful, but it was one of those moments where I felt like it's the beginning of a different form of education. And also, this is the second story is less funny, but I do speak for a lot of students who are international and felt like even though they couldn't come to the university, they had the opportunity to learn. And usually there's that concept of doctors beyond borders, but this was education beyond borders, because there was no limit to where education started or stopped. There was education all online, everything was accessible, and the faculty made sure that everything was ready and in place for students so they can continue their education without any bumps. And it was also, I think, one of those times where students and staffs were learning from each other, because when someone had to make a breakout room and everyone's like, how do I do this? Where's the sign on the Zoom? And it was a learning experience for everyone, and I'm very grateful that at least at FPN we were able to actually facilitate the hybrid system. And regardless of all the technical difficulties and everything, it's an opportunity worth living through. And when we grow old as students, we're going to be like, in my days we had hybrid. So that's about it. But thank you.
Thank you for these very nice two stories. Yeah, I think during the last year, we grew a lot together as a faculty, but also, of course, as students and tutors, and also as staff tutors, because it was especially also for them a huge difference or change in how they educate. So let's continue with our last category, the staff tutors. I will first name all the nominees: Max Colombi, Rob Marquez, Judith Lopez Coelho, Florie Nieberstein, Martine Prinz, Joel Reitler, Elisa de Jesus Fernandez Perna, Nina Tupa, Elisha Valkovica. I'm very sorry if I pronounced something wrong. All right, let's continue with the third place. Martine Prinz. Please come. I think she's not here. So she will also collect her prize later onwards. But congratulations. Then the second prize goes to Elisa de Jesus Fernandez Perna. Congratulations. Thank you very much for all your efforts.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Woohoo, everyone!
All right. Now we're going to start to talk about the last winner of today. The staff tutor first place goes to an amazing teacher who is always extremely passionate about neuroscience. A person that is always super nice and competent, very inspiring, and of course, an excellent critical thinker. We talk about Max Colombi. Congratulations! Thank you very much for all your efforts.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you also want to say a few words.
All right. Well, thank you, first of all, for the vote, the kind words. Very much appreciated. But I think in line with what Petra said before, I've had quite some years now to learn from others, from colleagues, from advice from students, feedback from students, to improve my own skills, to improve the way I engage with people, and realizing that sometimes I've been doing things wrong, sometimes I've been doing things right. But that's all due to the fact that we always had such an open community where sharing and engaging with each other was possible. And thank you all for being there, for helping me become a better person, for helping others to become a better person. And not just the people here, indeed, but many, many other people that I could say would be good nominees for this prize that are currently not here, but still deliver and participate in our educational system. So thank you so much for the honors. It was a pleasure also this year.
Thank you very much for these kind words.
Yeah, so now we want to round up the event by having some closing words. And yeah, I want to thank every one of the nominees, but also just all course coordinators, tutors, and staff members for their flexibility. I think it was already said in the speeches as well, but like for their flexibility to do everything they could to make the best possible education, bearing in mind the circumstances, of course. And yeah, through this we learned that education innovation isn't actually a bad thing, but it gave room, like the COVID situation gave room to innovate ideas and to, like, for example, this includes diversification of assessment. And yeah, even if online education was hard at times and increased the workload for students and staff members, we pulled through this, and we are happy to see many more students hopefully back on campus next year. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for these closing words. I also would like to say a last thank you round. Thank you to the Vice Dean of our Education, Petra Högs, for all your commitment during the last few years, also to the last 3 months. Also our Dean, Harald Merkebach, for always having an open mind for our ideas. And also I want to thank you for all the organizers for this event. The marketing and communication team, especially Caroline. Could you please come in front? We have something for you. Thank you very much for always listening to our ideas and always helping us when we needed help. Thank you.
Thank you.
And last but not least, I want to say thank you for the technical support staff to making all this possible, adjusting the lights, the microphone, also the live stream, so that everybody at home could also see this event. Thank you very much. And I also want to say thank you to all the student council members that also helped doing this event, building up or just supporting us in front here. Thank you very much. And I really hope to see everybody next year after the summer on the campus again, to see smiling faces again, to sit in this lecture hall and listening to our awesome educators. Have a wonderful day. One last note for every nominee, everyone who's in this room, we actually have also a little surprise for you. Some awesome little bubbles, because we couldn't, of course, serve some drinks. So at least you can have some bubbles at home and celebrate education. So please come in front, collect your bottles, please with 1 meter's distance and your mask on, and then see you after the summer.